Newsmax did this segment that I'm about to show you the other day, and you're going to watch this and go, this is weird. I've never seen anything like this. When we come back, I'll explain why they had to do this segment.
Since Election Day, various guests, attorneys, and elected officials have appeared on Newsmax and offered opinions and claims about Smartmatic and Dominion Systems, both companies that offer voting software in the U.S., and Newsmax would like to clarify its news coverage and note that it has not reported as true certain claims made about these companies. There are several facts our viewers and readers should be aware of. Newsmax has found no evidence that either Dominion or Smartmatic owns the other or has any business association with each other. We have no evidence that Dominion uses Smartmatic software or vice versa. No evidence has been offered that Dominion or Smartmatic use software or reprogrammed software that manipulated votes in the 2020 election. Smartmatic has stated that its software was only used in the 2020 election in Los Angeles, was not used in any battleground state contested by the Trump campaign. Newsmax has no evidence to the contrary. Dominion has stated the company has no ownership relationship with the Pelosi family, the Feinstein family, the Clinton family, Hugo Chavez, or the government of Venezuela. Neither Dominion nor Smartmatic has any relationship with George Soros. Smartmatic is a U.S. company and not owned by the Venezuelan government, Hugo Chavez, or any foreign official or entity. Smartmatic states that it has no operations in Venezuela. While the company did election projects in Venezuela from 2004 to 2017, it was never founded by Hugo Chavez, nor did it have a corrupt relationship with him or the Venezuelan government. For more on this, please go to our website at newsmax.com. Read facts about Dominion Smartmatic that you should know.
There's a lot about that clip I find glorious. The fact that the guy seems like he's in the mafia. Respect. His name is, what was his name? Like John Tobacco or some shit? Hey, I'm Johnny Tobacco. That's what the boys call me down at the card hall, down at the pool hall. He seems like a character in The Sopranos, right? That's the sense I get. Respect. So that I loved, but you're probably watching that going, what is going on here? Guys, that's what happens when you're about to get sued and lose, and you're going to have to pay out a lot of money. That's what happens. You know what that is? That's threatening a lawsuit, and then whoever the owners are at Newsmax, was it Newsmax or One American News? I think it was Newsmax. Whoever the owners are, they get on the phone with the heads of, Smartmatic and Dominion and like the head of those companies, and those companies are like, listen, you've been lying about us. We can prove that these are lies. This is malicious. This is smearing our good name. And even though we have very lax freedom of speech laws in this country, rightfully so, you've still crossed the line into slander or libel. So we're going to sue you and we're going to win. And Newsmax probably talked to their own lawyers, and their own lawyers were like, they got a point, you probably will lose. And so what happened? They told them, if you don't want to get sued and lose, you immediately do an on-air correction. You do an on-air correction, and you run the segment, and I don't know if they only run it once or if they're going to run it multiple times, but that's what that was. That was, we're about to get sued, we're going to lose, we've been spreading misinformation, nefarious misinformation, and so we have to correct the record, or the Newsmax probably doesn't have all that much money. They could get sued out of existence. So that was a we need to save our own ass moment. And I love the details of what is effectively an apology in a way, right? The details are like, okay, yes, there's no evidence of this, this, or this. There's no evidence of this, this, and this. We have nothing to do with Hugo Chavez or the Venezuelan government. I love that because it shows you like how absurd and over the top and extreme the original lies were. And Sidney Powell was pushing this. There was some sort of grand conspiracy between the Cuban government and the Venezuelan government, and they made the machines, and then they sent the machines to the U.S., and they were already pre-planned to go for Biden because it was made by communist authoritarian countries, and Biden's a communist authoritarian. Oh my God. If you know anything about politics, you know that's the dumbest thing you've ever heard. The idea that Joe Biden is like sympathetic to Maduro or the now deceased Hugo Chavez, or like, who are you kidding, bro? How little do you know about any of this stuff? So they were forced to apologize. You know what this reminded me of? This happened with Alex Jones. I don't know if you guys remember that. I think it was in regards to the Sandy Hook thing. But it may have been something else. But he had to go out there and basically read an apology. Basically be like, I was wrong. There's no evidence of this, this, or this. And now I'm telling you that. You know, because the options are either go out there and tell the truth and correct the record, or we're going to sue you and you're going to lose millions and maybe you'll be out of business. By the way, what's the name of I think it's Coping MAGA, the Twitter account, Coping MAGA. They tweeted that now, maybe due to this segment, although I'm not sure, but now you have the hardcore Trump people are fleeing Newsmax and saying, now these guys sold out too. There are still people who believe that on Inauguration Day, it will be Trump. There are still people who believe that, wait until you see how epic the libs get pwned on Election Day or on Inauguration Day when it's Trump who actually gets it. He's going to prove them all wrong, bro. There are really people who believe that. I told you, after Trump already lost in the betting markets, there was still 10% of the bets were still for Trump to win. After he already lost. 2016 really broke people's brains. It really, really, really did. So anyway, Newsmax getting a little taste of the big boy leagues now. And so you see, one of the reasons why Fox was, they're only willing to do the propaganda to a point. And they'll go far. They will go far, for sure. But they're only willing to do it to a point, man, because what are you going to do? What was Fox News going to do? Pretend Biden didn't win even though he won? Is that what they were going to do? No, that's too extreme. That's too ridiculous. That's totally credibility destroying. So of course they weren't going to do that. But Newsmax and One America News Network, their lane they thought was, we're going to go to the right of Fox. And when they say to the right of Fox, what they mean is more sycophantic and authoritarian to Trump. That's what they mean. So in other words, there's no ideology, guys. And that's the thing that makes them so pathetic that it's just sad to watch them go. Is that this is not ideological at all. If you want to set up a right-wing network and actually be ideological, by all means, like Ron Paul has his own network and they do libertarian stuff all day long there. Okay, fair enough. It's ideological. This is like, we're just going to go to the right of Fox News, and by that we mean sniff Trump's farts and tell him that they smell lovely 24/7. That's what it is. Just like the worst of the worst. The least intelligent, intellectual, philosophical. It's just fucking gross on top of gross. So there you have it. If you want to watch it for comic relief, though, that I highly recommend.